Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba. Back with you. Here we go. Welcome in on this Tuesday. I had to ask Beaver a minute ago what day it was. Here we are on a Tuesday with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau. I mentioned Beaver. He's here. Most importantly, you are here. Therefore, we all have a reason to be here. Thanks for being here and listening to the show and, chiming in and being a part of it. Lots of ways for you to do that. Live stream, hey to you. YouTube land and Facebookville and the old Twitter sphere. It used to be the Twitter sphere. Now it's just, what is it? X what? X Berg. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, however you're tuning into the live stream, hey to you, just drop a comment right there. Right out of the gates. I'm talking about right out of the chutes. First comment we get on the live stream is from Jared on Facebook, who simply said, I had to miss yesterday. I wasn't ready to talk about it. He said for him yesterday was after these messages, we'll be right back. Jared, well, here's what you missed. We decided that until further notice, as bad as I hate to say it, it was a funny comment that the new fight song for our beloved Mississippi State Bulldogs, my Bulldogs, your Bulldogs, it'll have to be the Charlie Brown music until further notice, because it's like Lucy just keeps pulling the football away right as we're about to kick it. That's really how we feel. We feel like Charlie Brown. So you missed that among other things, Jared. Also, text me on the Country Pleasing text line. The number to text is 885-3776. Hey, extra credit if you know who the composer and performer of the Charlie Brown music is. Who wrote this and recorded it? I think it's something every American ought to know. That's just what I think. No, Jared. Okay. Jared guessed on Facebook, Charles Schultz. He created the Peanuts comic strip. My question, you're right about that. He, was the artist, the cartoonist, and wrote everything. So Schultz, the question was the music. Who wrote and composed and performed and recorded the music that you hear on all of these Charlie Brown TV specials over the years? By the way, for the record, the name of this song is Linus and Lucy. So it's somebody else. Charles Schultz was the creator. JS290 guest Henry Mancini. No, good guess, but not right. But I have 3 or 4 correct answers over here, mostly from unnamed texters. Yep, the late, great Vince Guaraldi. Yeah. The great Vince Guaraldi. And I believe this is true too, but like there was some where there was a person's voice singing it. The Woodstock song, Little Birdie, why do you fly upside down? I think Vince Guaraldi was actually singing that. Like he did everything. I think he did everything. Good stuff. Hats off to everybody who guessed correctly. On the Country Pleasing text line at 885-3776, 601 number, 885-3776. You can call me as well on the all-new Junction phone line. Junction delis all across the state of Mississippi, paired up with Prince Oil. Prince Oil has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960, and we'll go over there onto the Junction phone line where Warren is hanging on line 1. What's up, Warren?
Hey, boy, wish you and Beaver a happy Halloween. And Beaver needs some Count Chocula for Halloween. Would you be willing to get him some?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to see him between now and then, though. That's the problem.
Well, you could UPS it.
Well, look, I'm out of excuses. You're right.
Okay, Beaver.
Warren.
Is Beaver there?
Yeah, he's here.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I need to talk to Beaver.
Hey, Warren, I got you.
Okay. He is going to UPS it to you.
Yeah, Warren, you've backed him into a corner now.
He really has.
Yep.
Okay. Count Chocula between now and Friday. Okay. What does it cost to overnight a box of cereal UPS?
I don't know, probably about $10-20.
Okay.
Something like that.
So you're saying I can afford that. All right. Okay, Warren, thanks for facilitating this, calling me out, putting me on Front Street right at the beginning of the show. Thanks.
Yes.
All right. You're welcome. Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you too, Warren.
Okay.
I mean, out of nowhere, Beav, as you like to say, literally have no choice now.
Yeah, he cornered you. He gave you were like, well, I got a problem here. And he said, well, I got a solution immediately, Matt Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yes, Warren is okay. Do you remember where all this started?
I do. It was Chris Brooks started it, wasn't it?
It was, because there were like 3 Halloween seasons in a row where he was Count Chocula came up, and I was like, I haven't had Count Chocula in forever. He goes, I'm gonna get you a box of Count Chocula, and he never did. And Warren, God bless his heart. Seriously, he has held on to that since then. And he has called every year at this time and brought it up.
That is amazing. It's 5 years.
Yeah.
At least. Because it's not the first time he's called this show and brought it up. That is amazing. I guess, as an example, Beaver, never let it be said that people aren't paying attention.
Yep. You never know what they're paying attention to. There's going to be something random in there.
Yeah.
That they're going to remember.
That's the truth.
Like the Count Chocula. It doesn't get more random than that.
That's right. Okay. Well, so keep a heads up, Beef. Watch for the UPS man. I hope he shows up at your house, like at 9 p.m. right after you've dozed off. They do that sometimes, but I appreciate it. Do they still make Count Chocula? Is it a thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Every year this season we still have Count Chocula and Boo Berry.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I can't remember. I think there's a couple other characters we have.
Yeah.
Out there.
Jared brings one up. It's Frankenberry.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. All right. So thanks, Warren. I'm on the hook to UPS and Count Chocula, pay off Chris Brooks's debts. I mean, what's that all about? But hey, servant leadership. That's what, right? Does that qualify? Back over to the live stream on Facebook. Jared said, I told my teenager it was her fault Saturday. She left for her homecoming dance when the roughing the passer play happened. She left, we lose. You know what? Who's to say, Jared? We'll never know now. Had she stayed, would it be different? Danny in Ringgold, Georgia, gives us a hello, and he says, looking forward to State getting back on the winning track next Saturday. So what are the chances? What are State's chances of winning this game in Fayetteville, Arkansas this Saturday? How do you feel about it? Hey, Beeve, back over on the serial note, Bulldog, Mississippi on YouTube says, Yummy Mummy cereal.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does, but I can't quite place it, but it sounds about right. Well, anywho, all right. Maybe we just had a whole box of cereal. Just cover them all. See what's out there at the local Krogs. Over on the text line, the Country Pleasing text line. That's Country Pleasing sausage. I had some more of that this morning. Not 2 fried eggs. Homegrown, bug-fed chicken eggs from Webb, Alabama at my dad's place. Not 2, 3. I sure did. Dog Tired says, on the text line. I researched Brian Kelly's career. In his early years, he was a football assistant and softball coach at Assumption University back in 1983. Says maybe he can offset his $54 million LSU payoff as a softball coach. Hopefully he can make ends meet. And then he said, I wonder if he needs a nephew. Look, let me just throw this out there, y'all. We did, of the things we discussed yesterday around those topics, this was not one of them, but this light bulb went this morning when I saw, I don't know if y'all saw it, some of these people who in the past have encountered Brian Kelly, and now that he's fired, they come out here on social media with these really all the gory details of their interactions with him that show what a jerk he is and has been over the years. Okay. Now, on one side of the coin, I can absolutely see that. All you gotta do is observe him a little bit and see that, you know, he may have been a good organizational guy and putting a team together and kind of driving a coaching staff to make a pretty decent football team at times, and he did. But just individually, as of himself, he never came across as somebody who was genuine in the least, or that you really wanted to be around. And I don't think even his own people really wanted to be around him. You know, maybe you just have to be that way. I don't know. He always came across that way. That's fine. You know, I kind of was a part of the group. It's easy to point and snicker when he gets fired because, you know, a lot of us were like, man, I don't know about this the day he was hired. And then the weird stuff on social media, dancing around with recruits, and then the weird thing where he tries to make up a fake accent and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's just, isn't it a little cowardly that you supposedly have these gory detailed stories about how sorry a person somebody is, but you don't say a peep about it publicly until after the day he's fired and it's now cool to do it? I don't respect that. And I don't have a reason to like the guy either, but I don't respect you. I mean, why didn't you come out with that story and let us all know that a year ago? Or when he had him in the championship game, why don't you blare it out there on social media then? I don't respect that. You wait till he's fired and then you come out with all these stories. I don't respect it. It's a little cowardly to me. I'm just being honest. How do y'all feel about that? Am I going too far with it? It's just the way it struck me. Let's see what Grumpy's got to say here on the Country Pleasing text line. He says, Matt, regarding Coach Kiffin's future, Kiffin has stated he doesn't do things for the money, but his agent does, he said. Grumpy is of the opinion he will stay in beautiful Oxford, raise his children, keep padding his resume with wins, and jump to that NFL when he is ready. Signed, Hale State. Now, that's something nobody's discussing. You know, NFL, a whole different animal, but college football a lot closer to it now than it used to be. Airborne Dog texts the show. It says, hey, Matt, just a dumb question that keeps circling in my mind. It's in today's time of NIL, pay to play / transfer portal, aren't scholarships kind of redundant or useless at this point? I get high school kids get one, but not the other. Some of the transfer portal guys, the pay for play guys. Yeah, but again, you know, file it under the same category that everything else is under right now, Airborne Dog, and that is every school feels obligated from a perception standpoint to continue to keep up certain appearances, because if they don't, they feel it could be used against them in the pursuit to go get a quarterback or that big defensive end you need. You see what, or, you know, everybody's afraid to be the first to stand on anything moral or anything practical, because in order to do that, we're going to need everybody else to stand on something practical with us or moral. See, and in that case, it's really not moral. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we can't be the first school to say, hey, guys that we're paying $100K or more, we're not just going to give you free tuition. You can pay us back for that if you want to go to school. I'm not going to say that. But the reality also is this, Airborne Dog, and I know that It doesn't get talked about much. It won't. The reality is, at every major program in the country, a huge number of athletes in revenue sports aren't even going to school. Run tell. All right, back over to the aforementioned Junction phone line. On line one, it's DJ. DJ, thanks for calling. What's up?
Hey, man, it's always good to talk to you. But now, in fairness, I can call Brian Kelly a jerk because I've called him a jerk since he was at Notre Dame. Okay?
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Well, and hey, let me just say, DJ, what I was saying, more so than just saying he's a jerk,
I agree with you.
more so than saying he's a jerk, I'm talking about some of these people that come out and go, hey, I went to his football camp, 12 years ago, and he said this to me, and he did this and that. And I'm like, don't come out with that after he's fired. It's easy now. It's low-hanging fruit. I don't respect that. It's kind of cowardly. Why didn't you tell me a year ago? You see what I mean? Those kinds of stories.
I'm with you, but to all the LSU fans right now, Notre Dame, when they got rid of him, it was an immediate upgrade. Of course, now, granted, everybody don't have Marcus Freeman as a coordinator, but it was an immediate upgrade. But now, let me ask you this. There's a lot of coach search going on right now, but I want you to think about this. Ryan Day, landing at Oregon, Smart at Georgia.
Yeah.
Those were coordinators that had been at big-time programs under big-time coaches. So what do you do right now? If you're the guy that's hiring, and let me just say this. Here's my opinion. I don't go to a small school and get a guy that's won a lot of games. Not if I can get a coordinator that's been under Smart or Day or Saban or Meyer or somebody like that, because they've seen how to do it at big-time programs. How do you feel about that?
Well, I would say it this way, DJ. We sort of touched on it from a little bit of a different approach yesterday. It's kind of the same subject. Is that I think we may begin to start seeing athletics administrations and athletics departments approaching the whole thing differently than they have in the past. Like really de-emphasizing having to quote unquote win the press conference.
I agree with that.
And so especially with there's a heightened chance you're going to want to fire the guy. Your people that are giving you all the money to fund your program are going to want you to make a change quicker if it doesn't go well. Shorter contracts are going to be what they want to offer, lesser buyouts, but more front loaded with like incentives to win now, probably in contracts, similar to NFL stuff. And it's probably going to be easier to get somebody's coordinator who's never been a head coach to agree to those kinds of contracts anyway. Does that make sense?
I do. And the thing is, I know there's coaches, Jim Tressel was at Youngstown State. He worked out. But the thing is, those people that's been under the top programs, the top coaches, they understand it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
LSU is different.
Yeah.
LSU is different. Penn State is different.
Yeah.
Florida is different. It's just like Napier. I think Napier's a great football coach. I really do. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan. I think Franklin's a great football coach. But you're at places where it is just different. And like I said, you get somebody that's won in the MAC. I don't care how many games they've won. They go to Penn State, they're in a different world. Somebody that's won in one of the Sun Belt or USAA, I don't care how many games they've won. They go to Florida, it's just different.
Yeah.
But now, with that said, I don't want anybody coming after Brian Hartline at Ohio State because he has been the nuts and bolts of our team for years.
Yeah.
And I know somebody's going to come after him at some point. But anyway, love your show, Matt. And, hey, we're counting on you to take care of that Count Chocula program. Even though you didn't start the Count Chocula issue, it's in your hands now, Matt.
Got to do it. All right, got no choice. All right, Friday's Halloween. Beef better be eating Count Chocula Saturday morning, no later. That's whatever. Now it's been seconded by DJ here.
You know what? I don't even know if you realize what you just did, but you said, I better be eating cereal on Saturday morning. And that's where the Count Chocula began.
Yeah.
Is Saturday morning television telling our little brains about it. Flashing the pretty pictures on TV.
Oh, I know. Yes.
Saturday morning cartoons.
It's true. As soon as the kids see this, they're going to have it, sort of thing. I mean, and then, well, and think about like Wheaties, Beeve. Have you ever eaten Wheaties?
I have.
I don't know if I've ever eaten them. Okay. But there was a period of time there where everybody knew about them. Everybody would have been proud to eat some, even though they tasted like simply because their whole marketing campaign was putting famous athletes and people on the Wheaties box. It almost became like a Saturday morning version of the Sports Illustrated cover. Once Michael Jordan was on a Wheaties box, everybody had to be on it, and it became cool. Then you get the cereal, and Beef, tell the truth, they weren't that good.
No, they weren't. Hey, actually, real quick, in 1995, they came out with a sugar frosted Wheaties.
Okay.
And they put it in a special 3D style commemorative NFL 75th anniversary box.
Uh-huh.
You sold it to a young me right there.
Right there. So it's like,
and then I cut the top off the box like a dummy. I can still have that today, sealed. That's the way to do it.
Oh, regret kicking in. That's great. Just getting started with y'all. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's a whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Orgeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. We got that. What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roasted right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried and tried.
On the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at the Zone 105.9.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go! With the home team. They are your home team. A couple of things, then we'll hit the phone line here. Steve commented on Facebook, and he said, Dan Mullen to LSU. Well, I don't know how real that is, but Dan Mullen would probably win it all at LSU. I mean, he probably would. Let's just be honest. Heck of a coach. Now, Jared followed that up on Facebook and said anybody not named Sumrall will not be the LSU coach unless Kiffin leaves Ole Miss. And so it says if it's going to be Sumrall or bust. Old Tackle on YouTube said, in the era of the transfer portal, do you think coaches will need to alter or simplify their systems to make them easier to master in one season? Yes, 100%. I think that, Old Tackle. I really do. I really, really do. It'll be, and you've already seen it. Look across college football now. Look at the uniformity. Can you, to the naked eye, tell a significant difference from anybody's offense to another? Play, schemes, formations, hurry up, not hurry up. Can you really, to the naked eye, look at one team or another and tell a difference? We're already there, basically. Like everybody's running the same stuff. The biggest difference would be like some teams have a traditional tight end because they have gone out and got them, a big guy who's a hand down line of scrimmage maybe, versus other teams have more of the H-back, flex tight end type player. But other than that, it's all the same. And that's why it's a little boring. I mean, it just is. Let's be honest. That's why, Old Tackle, I'd be willing to bet that I don't know about most. Yeah, probably. I'll say most. I'll be willing to bet, not all, but most fans over the last couple of years, because of what we're talking about right here, have gravitated towards, they enjoy watching their own team, but they don't really enjoy watching everybody else's teams the way they used to. I'd be willing to bet. And you go, well, TV ratings, listen, if you don't think that there's a way to manipulate that, there is. Just look at who they keep putting. When's the last time a team like State played a night game? In the last few years. Okay, hadn't been good, but still, when did that matter? Over the last 20 years, you root for a bad team, they still played night games. They played night games on TV. Not anymore. Why? Oh, the ratings are better. Really? Just pick a good team with a nuts fan base, put them on at night, hedge those suckers. The ratings I'm talking about. So they've got that figured out also. The truth about it is there's just less overall interest in other teams. But you can watch your own. That's about it. All right. Over to the phone line, the Junction phone line. Junction delis across the state, fueled by Prince Oil Company. They've been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. On line one, it's Dog Tired. What's up, Dog Tired?
Hey, man. How are you?
Great.
Good. Hey, you watched the entire game last night, the Dodgers and Blue Jays?
Man, I didn't see one pitch of it. I didn't get a chance to. I know. Somebody commented over here on, let's see. Somebody commented on here that they stayed with it until the 14th inning. Hunter on YouTube said he stayed with it till the 14th inning, turned it off. Did you watch all of it?
Yeah. No, I couldn't, man. My gosh, it was too late. But yeah, I stayed around the 14th, and then anyway, Shohei Ohtani, they walked him 5 times, and then so he got on base 9 times. Let me ask you this. If you were a manager of the opposing team, would you pitch him 4 unhittable pitches to make it look as though you were trying, or would you just put him on base? Because he had 2 home runs, and that it seems to me, that would be the more, I guess.
I think it would depend on
way to.
Yeah, I think it would depend on situations for me. If I were the manager, I'm just going to deal with the reality and not worry about the perception and how it looks, and go, okay, like if he's leading off, or there's nobody on base, I'm not even wasting my arm throwing throwaway pitches. Let's just put him on and move on to the next guy. And especially like if we've got 1 out and there's no one on, depending on scoring the game, I'll put him on first with the hopes of getting a double play ground ball from the next guy.
Well, sure.
But there might be some situations where, let's say you're up big, or whatever, and let's say there is a runner, like first base is open, there's a runner on second base, maybe there's 2 outs. In that case, I might throw it out of the strike zone 4 times and just seeing if you can get him to chase. See if he's eager to chase, and if he's not, fine.
Yeah, I think in the 12th, the Blue Jays manager, they had a guy on third, and then they intentionally walked with 2 guys to load the bases with 2 outs, and sure enough, it paid off. But then, of course, man, I hate Freddie Freeman left the Braves.
Yeah.
I hate it. Yeah. But anyway, he hit the walk off. So anyway, I'll hang up and listen. Have a good day.
You too, man. Yeah, here go the Dodgers. Dadgummit. Sick of them. Sick of the Dodgers. Real unnamed texter said, be careful, Matt, with Warren in the count. I know. You got him backed in the corner. Old School Ed texted in, and he said, Matt, did you know Midnight Train to Georgia was written by former Ole Miss quarterback Jim Weatherly? Yes, I did know that, Ed, and I actually read something about it just a couple of days ago. I'd known it, going back. I caught wind of it back in the day, but I read something recently about it. Somebody wrote a piece or whatever, and it was just neat. You think about that. It's really, really neat. And didn't he write some others? You'd have to find out. Didn't he write some others? Okay. Philip texted me a picture, and it's a box of cereal from General Mills, and it says Jim Henson's Count Chocula. So am I to believe that? And on the box is a picture of a puppet, one of the Muppet puppets dressed up like Dracula. But am I to believe that he was in on the Count Chocula thing forever, or was that like a special edition? Philip, I'd like to know some details on that. Dennis, formerly of Omaha, texted and said the chances of State beating Arkansas this weekend are much improved if they change the format to 3 quarters instead of 4. Yeah, play 4 quarters. Denzel, look there. Sausage dogs for everybody. He said, shout out to Mr. Henry and Country Meat Packers. These were in my local Piggly Wiggly yesterday. Sausage dogs. So we're talking bun size. Are those? Hey, and by the way, Denzel, those are the ones that are caseless, right? They don't have the outer casing. They're the bun size, just links made for sausage dogs. Yeah, buddy. So they got 3 cheese, original, and jalapeno and cheddar. Bring that on now. And thanks for sending me a picture. I got to get a hold of some of that. 5-pack of the caseless sausage dog links. Yeah. Man, don't you know that the 3 cheese and the jalapeno and cheddar, all of them, but especially like that jalapeno and cheddar would be great on a sausage dog. Man. Unnamed texter says Kiffin will stay in Oxford and go get any players he wants from LSU in Florida. Well, we talked about that yesterday. How, yeah, I mean, you could absolutely unlimited transfer, wide open portal. All you got to do is know what their price is. And if you want them bad enough, can afford it, they're free to come. Even now at LSU in Florida, they are free to come to you now if you want to do it. It's just you might as well wait, because I guess the whole enrollment thing, because we're keeping up appearances that this is still tied to education. But there might be some advantage when these big jobs open up like that all at once, these teams that do have a lot of good players. We talked about yesterday, for those reasons, wide open transfer, all you got to do is pay them, that it might be more of an advantage to stay where you are and recruit their players than it is to go take their job at their school. If you're just talking about playing and winning, I think it's worth discussing. Yeah. We're talking about the Sports Illustrated cover. RT brought up the Christy Brinkley Sports Illustrated cover. That was a big deal back in the day. Airborne Dog says, hey, Matt, send me an address and I'll send Beav a Count Chocula care package, even though he never chimes in on anything I say. I won't hold it against him yet. Oh, the yet. You were clicking along good there, Airborne, until you threw in the yet, because that sends a signal. By putting yet at the end of it, you sent a signal to Beaver that if he gives you his address and accepts your Count Chocula care package, that all it is merely is something to hold over his head, okay, and to leverage him into commenting on things you say on the show. And
I'm not above bribery.
You're not?
Nor is he. I'm not. He's not above bribery. I'm not above accepting bribery.
All right. Hey, look, he's honest. He's honest, folks. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Delis, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton, but we say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country-pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere
and never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business. outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash, and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at it. Back with you in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance, go with the home team. They are your home team. Here we go, headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines on the show brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Hit them up. Tell Went I said, hey, Went! mortgagemanms.com, the Mortgage Man Group. Headline number 1, the University of Michigan and Wolverines head coach Sharon Moore have withdrawn their appeals in the NCAA infractions case about this advanced scouting stuff. According to the NCAA's Division I infractions dashboard, what? According to the NCAA's Division I infractions dashboard, Moore withdrew his appeal in the case on September 29th. The university followed that up on October the 6th. Okay. Why would they withdraw? We're going to appeal. Never mind. Just, okay. I take it back. We're not appealing. Weird. Headline number 2, Arch Manning in concussion protocol at Texas. Scary stuff. Texas quarterback Arch Manning in concussion protocol did not practice yesterday. They're getting ready to play Vandy. Number 9, Vandy. Coach Steve Sarkisian said the team's going to get an update later in the week. And I'm telling you, he got absolutely popped, and it wasn't the lick by the individual. It was then the lick that he gave the ground, faced first, couldn't brace himself, both arms holding the ball. And, unfortunately, it, to some degree, is a part of the game, unfortunately. And unfortunately, when you play quarterback and you run a good bit, you are really susceptible to getting hit like that and getting those concussions. That's an unfortunate part of it. And then this headline popped up. There are multiple sources confirming to news outlets in Louisiana that one private donor is expected to pay the lion's share of Brian Kelly's buyout. Also, the LSU Board of Supervisors letting everybody know publicly that 0 public money that is set aside for education, salary, scholarships, all that is going to be used for the buyout. One private donor expected to pay the lion's share of Brian Kelly's buyout at LSU. And in response to that, one LSU fan quoted it on X, formerly Twitter, and said, "Man, the Caniac combo is about to be $47.99." Insinuating that it's maybe the founder of Cane's chicken. So the price of the Caniac's about to go up about $40, up to $47.99. What do you get with the Caniac? Is it 4 strips or 5? Slaw and all that other stuff. You may know what you get with a Caniac. Anyway, they're saying it's about to go up because they're going to have to raise some money for the buyout for Brian Kelly. And those are your headlines, brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank here in Mississippi. Find them online. mortgagemanms.com. Will said on YouTube, "Ha, ha, ha. I'll still eat Cane's even if it does fund LSU's NIL." Yeah, I know. Once you've had Cane's, it's hard not to have it again, right? Gene is predicting on Facebook that Jeff Lebby will be the SEC Coach of the Year. Well, Gene, I hate to break it to you, but here's how it works. The people who do that stuff, they don't care who does actually the best job in 1 year cycle, like who did the best job with their team, improving them from what they were last year to this year. That's not what they look at. They simply are going to lazily go, who's got a good record? Vandy's got a good record like Alabama and Ole Miss. Okay, give it to Vandy's guy. That's basically what they'll do. The record will dictate it. And so there. Now, you and I may agree that State and Vandy are the two most improved teams in the SEC this year, but that won't matter. Anytime media is involved in anything, there's a certain intellectual threshold that they cannot cross. They just can't do it. And I guess it's always kind of been that way. I guess. PT for MSU Texans said, "Beav, I had forgotten about the Frosted Wheaties." See, what they did with the Frosted Wheaties is kind of like you got corn flakes and you get Frosted Flakes. You got Frosted Flakes that are just good because of all that sugar. Beaver, do you remember Clark W. Griswold in Christmas Vacation, his genius idea that they wanted to get him to, put his notes on his desk by the end of the day because they had to give a talk to a trade group?
It's a non-nutrient cereal varnish. It keeps the milk from penetrating the cereal.
Yeah, it's semi-osmotic. It coats the flake, but doesn't penetrate it. So that's basically what Frosted Flakes is. And then, it's an improvement on, but corn flakes are good as long as you cut up like bananas and put them in there and then add sugar.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Now, I've never put bananas, but I am 100% with you. You have to put sugar on them.
Okay.
Now think about, we're not going to discuss this. We're not going to get into it. If you don't know, do your own research. But the reason cornflakes were invented in the first place were sinister.
Okay.
Therefore, that should teach us a lesson about cornflakes.
What? I don't know the story.
Oh, look into the man that.
Okay.
Why he came up with these cornflakes.
Okay. I'll have to look it up.
He had sinister intent in his brain. He was a madman.
Okay. Okay, I'll look it up. Breck has commented here on YouTube, and he says, Frosted Wheaties / Frosted Mini Wheats tasted like powdered sugar-covered hay bales. Man, I love some Frosted Mini Wheats now. I like them things now. They don't necessarily like me, if you know what I mean, but I like them. But what is this? He said, Beef, I'd forgotten about. And then there's all these pictures. Okay, so he sent Here's one that had Deion Sanders on the cover of the Honey Frosted Wheaties. There's one with Ken Griffey Jr. There's the Michael Jordan box. Griffey Jr. was on there multiple times. Yeah, I mean, that's what made it. The cereal was not any good, but the box and the advertising was cool. Okay, so Philip was telling me that they used to put the Jim Henson Muppet thing on the back of the box of Count Chocula. Let's see, the back of the box. I didn't know he was in on it myself. I was like, wow, 56 years old before I knew this. Okay, A Monstrous Legacy, celebrating 70 years. It's on the back of the Count Chocula box. Jim Henson, the Jim Henson Company. Jim Henson reimagined the way we look at monsters by making my eyes are so bad. I need a magnifying glass. 7th anniversary, Jim Henson Company. Our beloved crew of merry monsters are joining the family of the cereal company. So I didn't know that they'd linked up. I had no idea. Now it's got a Mississippi tie-in. Still haven't done it. Dadgummit, what's wrong with me? I still have not watched the Jim Henson documentary that I could not wait to come out. MSU 1980 has texted the show. Matt, do you know how Jimmy Sexton got the upper hand over all the universities for the benefit of all the coaches and himself? So this goes against what happens in almost all business situations where the employer sets the pay scale in terms of employment. Can you imagine how much money Kiffin will amass if he gets $15 million next year and for 15 to 20 more years? Oh, I know. Well, there's a bit of, supply and demand thing going on right here. Like I was talking about yesterday, it is a business, and at every athletics department, there are all kinds of numbers people who probably, grew up with dreams of being a CPA. And yes, they do live among us. But anyway, that can look at all this and you just basically balance it out and go, here's how you get ahead. You can do up to this. And then there's because, income and revenue and expenditures and outcomes, right? I get it. It's a business deal there. So there's a little bit of a supply and demand thing going on, but what I don't understand, I don't understand it. How in the world one guy can get the entire industry and all of its athletics directors? It's like he's like the Pied Piper. He's like, he pulls out his little flute, starts whistling on it, and they all jump in line behind him and are happy to dance right off the edge of the cliff. I just don't understand it. Hour 2 coming up. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille. It's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
We are good to go.
With more of the Matt Wyatt Show. Coming to you direct and live at the Zone 105.9 and worldwide.
Now, here we go.
At the Zone1059.com.
All right, back with you. Hour 2 off and running. Jared said on Facebook, a caniac is 6 strips, 2 sauces, coleslaw, fries, 2 toasts, and a big drink. And if it's the Canes people that are paying off Brian Kelly's buyout down there, then yeah, maybe the cost of the caniac does go up to nearly $50 a pop. That's enough food for 2 people, though. I mean, a caniac, 6 strips, that's for 2 people, 2 sauces, 2 pieces of toast. This is a 2-person meal. Why are they giving you only 1 drink? See, that's where they get you. You pay all that money for 2, but you're going to need 1 more drink. What's it, $7? See, kids, that's where they get you. And then as soon as you start eating that chicken, you don't care. You don't care. You're like, I may be broke. I'll be happy broke. I know how this works. All right, get on in here. You can comment like that on the live stream, YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter. You can also text me on the Country Pleasin' text line. Country Pleasin' sausage on grocery store shelves all around the Southeast. Hey, and Denzel, you were talking about those sausage dogs that are in Piggly Wiggly. You know, I saw a story. They're getting ready to close the last Piggly Wiggly in Alabama that's still open. I don't think that was, fake. I think it was real. But Denzel texted and said there have only been 2 18-inning games in World Series history. Brad Paisley sang the U.S. national anthem at both of them. Gosh. Where do you find these weird baseball stats, Denzel? That's incredible. It really is. All right, and you can also call me on the Junction phone line. Junction delis inside these Prince Oil fuel stations all over the state. You can see the train out there. It says the Junction on it. Fueled by Prince Oil Company. Pull up to the pump, fuel in your gas tank. Go inside, a little fuel in your belly from the Junction Deli. Junction phone line, line 1. It's Rooster here to start us off in hour number 2. What's up, Rooster?
Yeah, I'm not calling for the Rooster Lock yet.
All right.
I'm just calling to chat.
Okay.
I just want to point out, though, the Rooster Lock is perfect. I have not lost all season.
Well, but what comes with that?
Respect, you know?
Well, but what comes with that?
Yeah, I even picked Auburn to win. What? You picked Auburn? Yeah, they did. You know, didn't want Arkansas to win since they got to play them. But no, I heard you mention Jim Weatherly. I wanted to mention, in case folks don't know, he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, I saw that. 2021, I think.
Yeah, he wrote a bunch of good songs. Listen, I'm one of those idiots who stayed up all night last night. I watched it at a sports bar until the 10th inning, came home, listened on the radio, ran my truck battery down like an idiot, stayed up all 18 innings. And, I look forward to Judge Connor because I'm going to be at Duty Noble second-guessing the coach. I was right every time last night. Okay. Every time. You don't pitch to Freddie Freeman in the bottom of the 18th with nobody out. Put him on. He's slow. You can double him off. Double play. They pitch, home run, game over. Just a little baseball trivia for you. I'm getting in the baseball mood. Not to forget Gans in basketball, but apparently all I'm hearing is that Connor is making some outstanding selections.
Yeah.
What have you. We're going to have a loaded team. Hallelujah. College World Series Omaha bound in 26. Let's hope.
You think so?
But again, too early for the Rooster Lock. But I'll call Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
And give you the lock. I'm perfect. I've not missed.
All right. Call us up.
But I'm hedging my bets every time. That's the way.
Hey,
you
call
bet
me
that.
on Thursday. Call us on Thursday. I won't be here. Friday will be a travel day for me. I got to get to Fayetteville on Friday.
All right, we'll do. I'll slide the lock. They made a mistake somewhere. I'm kind of thinking I've got an idea now, but I'll wait to examine the point spreads tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
But
Appreciate
thanks
you,
for
Bruce.
listening, Jim Weatherly.
Yeah.
God
Absolutely.
bless, guys.
God bless you. Jim Weatherly, former Ole Miss quarterback, wrote that song, Midnight Train to Georgia. Really fascinating. Really cool, too. See, not all football players are stupid. All right, over to line 2 of the Junction phone line. Chomp, chomp. I thought about him a couple of weeks ago when I went to Gainesville, Florida, down in the swamp. First time I've ever been there, laid eyes on it. It was pretty neat. Pretty neat. I didn't get to see the baseball stadium. That was too far away. Gator Greg, what's up?
Mr. White, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I was actually pulling for you to go on and beat Florida that day so they could fire Napier right there on the field. They had to wait one more day. So I was, but just a couple of thoughts on the game with Texas. Now I was there, actually watched the Tennessee game in person.
Okay.
And then, I was watching a little bit, like from a casino game the other day. Was there any consideration of Mississippi State taking the ball first in overtime? I know a lot of people like to go on defense, see what the other team does, but maybe hear my thinking there. Now I'm going to go back to the Tennessee game. Tennessee was coming down there with the score tied. They got stopped, but your guys were out there, and I thought they were gassed. And then overtime on that touchdown Tennessee got, nobody really got a hand on anybody. I just thought they ran out of gas.
Yeah.
The game with Texas, the way you were moving offensively for the majority of that game, just was any consideration. It seemed like to me, I think it's less pressure if you get the ball and just take it and try to rip it and score. And then maybe your defense is inspired to make a play. Any thoughts on that? I mean, I just know that philosophy. Yeah. And I do got to ask you, you've been there, you're a long time dog and everything.
Yeah.
Is that got to rate is probably one of the most disappointing losses for you? Because you really had that game with Texas. Yeah. I thought if you threw their little running back took the little shovel pass, the way that stadium sounded like it was rocking, I thought you may have had that SEC win. But that one seemed like that one really was a gut punch. It'd be interesting to see if this team can come back and play Arkansas a good ball game, who's got a pretty good quarterback. I know Auburn thumped them, but, it's going to be kind of interesting there. But just your thoughts on getting the ball first in overtime, if it's overtime, since you've seen that twice this year. Yeah. I appreciate you, Mr. Wyatt.
Thanks, Greg. Good to hear from you. I think there's absolutely something to it, especially when you consider a couple of things. All right. One, Texas was down to – no, they weren't. Yeah, they were. Texas was down to their backup quarterback. No, they weren't, because Arch got hurt in overtime, didn't he? Yep. That's right. So I guess you wouldn't have known that at that time. Okay, so strike that. Well, the other part of it is, too, if you would love to put pressure on the road team, the ranked team. It's almost like, Greg, I could easily be talked into going, okay, if you're the underdog heavily and you are the home team, so they are highly favored, supposed to win on the road. If you get the ball first, and even if you don't score a touchdown, you kick a field goal, now you're ahead. Let's see how they really respond to that pressure. I know that coaches would say the issue with that thinking is then it clears the picture for them that you got 4 downs to do everything and you're not trying to kick. And that's the impetus for deciding to go on defense first is, then clearly what you got to do situationally. But you could easily make a case, what's the difference starting overtime versus starting the game? You start the game, you're always wanting the ball. When you start overtime, want the ball too, go first. Even if you kick field goal, go up, you know what you have to do. I don't know. You probably also can boil it right down to the idea that who cares who goes first or second? Everybody still knows what's got to happen. We have to score and we have to stop them one way or the other. And I would say it is. In terms of losses that are super duper gut punches, both situationally and sort of existentially. That one I think is at the top of the list at this point. I do. It does put you squarely up against the wall. Truth about it is, you win that game, close it out, you're kind of playing with house money, it feels like, the rest of the year. And I know you need one more to get to a bowl, but that's how it would really feel. It almost would validate what you almost did, against Tennessee and Florida. But it could swing the other way. And I think that is the question for State this week is, after the Tennessee loss, Lebby and staff, it's total buy-in. They're able to wind that thing right back up and go out and play. After A&M, total buy-in, wind that thing up, go out and play. Florida, you're basically beating them on the road. Disappointment. Texas, you're just whipping them. You're just whipping them for 3 quarters. What was it, 31-17? It's just incredible, really, to think about that. And then for it to unfold the way that it did, the question does remain. So far, every time that question has been raised, they have answered it, and you go, man, they're bought in. They've wound it back up. They can go out every week and play hard. The question remains again this week. Is the air still in the balloon? Some of that is the true measure of a team and of a coaching staff. Is it can, no matter what happens, you still have your confidence and you still have plenty of air in the balloon and you still can go and put that out there. But I think each week, increasingly, you look closer and closer at that, wondering, it's up to them to show otherwise. No, it's definitely a winnable game. It's just, it is on the road, a very good offense with a mobile quarterback, and State's going to have to score points, They're going to have to do it, much like they did against Texas. And there's no question the defense you're about to play is not as good as the one you just played. But, you kind of have each week and each game in a vacuum, really. Jeremy commented, country pleasing text line. He says, Matt, do you think Lebby would bring some experience in on the offensive and special teams coaching staff this offseason? Similar to what they did on defense. It definitely improved that side of the ball. Might help Lebby balance being a play caller and head coach this early in his coaching career. It's hard for me to imagine him not being the play caller, but in terms of getting help, I think it'd be good. And, the special teams thing, they can be better there for sure. For sure. And to your point, there's no doubt that McIntyre and Rhodes have made a big difference over there in the defensive room, for sure. Anthony commented and said, we can almost beat anybody. See, that's the problem. That's really the problem. They're doing a lot of things really well. They are a well-coached team. They are. When you look at the whole thing, which is the installation of fundamentals from day one, block, tackle, defensively, they do tackle really well. Improvement on defense is just paramount. It's just, from last year to this, it's incredible. So evident. So like in terms of putting the whole operation together, they have done a really good job. But they have been in these tight games where every little detail begins to be magnified. It's clear there's some inexperience there showing up. There just is, in different situations. The end of the Florida game, the how to stay aggressive yet still make the opponent work against the clock in the fourth quarter. against Texas and some of that stuff. They're still learning. MSU 1980 says, Matt, speaking of not getting to see the Florida baseball stadium, we're taking our daughter almost every SEC school for a tour before she picks where she wants to go to college. While on the campuses, I've intentionally gone by each one's baseball stadium so I could see it. He says, I did the construction drawings for the Auburn Stadium many years ago, and I just got to see it a few weeks ago. Hey, and 1980, didn't they just recently, expand or renovate Plainsman Park, the baseball stadium at Auburn? I haven't seen it since supposedly they got that done. I was thinking that they just redid some of it. And, from what I've heard, it's much nicer. Yeah, what I did, my parking pass for Florida football 2 weeks ago was at something, I believe the name of it's an old, it looks like intramural fields or something like that they turn into tailgating areas and parking areas. I think they called it Fraley Field, maybe was the name of it. So anybody familiar, you'll know where it is. Like you're over there on the southwest side of the football stadium. You walk out of that field up through some dorm rooms and campus housing, whatever. You come out on that main street that leads down to the southwest corner of the football stadium where the bull gator statue is and everything. You come out on that street right across from the track and field facility. And so when I walked out of the palm trees and I looked across there and I could see that track and field facility, I was like, whoa, man, that's nice. What is that? It resembles like a big, nice, new, high school football stadium at a big school somewhere. Well, it's a track and field facility. So then you walk about a block to the east back towards the football stadium. And then you come in this big open area where there's this big U-shaped in and out driveway going up to a big building with a gator on the front of it lined by palm trees in and out. And that's the new football training facility sitting where the old baseball stadium used to be, according to what they told me. And I didn't go up and go in there. But anyway, right before I got there, I had crossed paths with a girl. She was walking and appeared to be a student. And I said, hey, excuse me, am I within walking distance of the new baseball stadium? She said, no, not really. She's back that way to the west. She pointed that way to the west. She said, it's back that way, but it's a long way. It's really not walkable. And I said, oh, well, forget it. Thank you, though. Wanted to see it. Just am too old to walk that far. I didn't have time really either. That was my excuse in here. MSU 1980 says Auburn did make theirs much nicer. I'd like to see it. And sometime within the last 10 years, within the last decade, Alabama really improved theirs. We know you got the new box there at LSU. You're getting a new baseball stadium at Tennessee, fairly new park at South Carolina. I say fairly, but really nice, I've heard. A&M Bluebell Park, really nice. What else you got? Of course, Arkansas. Baum Walker, what's it called? I don't know much about Texas's. I don't think I saw theirs when we were over there last year for football. I don't think I looked at it. I'd like to see them all too. CB95 texts the show. About this weekend, he said, Bulldogs are going to win because Arkansas is the school we started the losing streak with. How about that? Let's see. I think I might have missed this from you yesterday, CB95. I don't know. But he said yesterday, some MSU fans are just looking at the glass half empty. Levy just showing his potential for next year and learning some hard lessons. Mark my words, we will win at Arkansas. Then after beating Missouri and taking Ole Miss to the wire, but losing by 4, everyone will calm down, he says. ResDog texted the show and said, I've decided to play golf Saturday and leave my phone at home. I can't watch another heartbreaking loss again. Man, Res Dog, you already know. You already know what's going to happen, don't you? What kind of weather are you going to be playing golf in this weekend? Let me give you a weather update, okay? Oh, man. Tonight and tomorrow in North Mississippi, we're about to get rained on a lot and for a while. Overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. But then after that front, beautiful weather in North Mississippi anyway, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the way into next week, a lot of sunshine. Lots of high temperatures in the mid 60s, low temperatures in the 40s, with a couple of nights getting down in the 30s. I mentioned to you Friday night, Halloween overnight in North Mississippi. It's going to get down to 37 degrees in Tupelo. How about that? Be a little warmer where you are. Fayetteville, Arkansas. They're getting rained on today, it looks like. And tomorrow. But for the game this Saturday in Fayetteville, Arkansas, partly cloudy, a high of 65 with a low that night of 41. It can't be that much different if we look at Jackson, can it? I mean, it just can't be. Let's see here. I'll tell you what it says. Jackson, Mississippi. It says tomorrow is going to be real cool in Jackson. Saturday, high of 68, low of 46, partly cloudy, a perfect day to play golf. So enjoy it, Chris. Rolling along with you, headlines coming up next, plus your comments, opinions otherwise on the live stream, on the text line, and phone calls on the junction phone. All that and more in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, Matt Wyatt here. Each week on the Mississippi Outdoors Podcast, we talk with the people who live it. Hunters, biologists, game wardens, local celebrities, and storytellers that know Mississippi better than anyone.
Those bass come up there and attack them. You know how mean bass can be there.
You're never going to believe this. Matt Wyatt just talked about your deer on the radio. I said, what did he say? He said, it was Photoshopped. And I said, what?
They don't know anything about hunting. They just have never had that right, that freedom.
Dude, that's us, man. That's what we do. So tune in. Be inspired, and we'll see you outdoors.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. that's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. The Junction Delis, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960s, pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction.
And get to talk about it with Matt Wyatt right here, right now on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at the Zone1059.com.
Back with you, I'm Matt. In the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio, Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. They are your home team. Staying connected to you because of C Spire, the #1 network in Mississippi is C Spire. Customer inspired. Check them out, cspire.com. I was looking down at my C Spire phone. Found something I'm adding to the headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines on the show brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, buying, refinancing. Go there. Start right there. You'll be glad you did. mortgagemanms.com. Headline number 1, the University of Michigan and Wolverines head coach Jerome Moore have withdrawn their appeals in the NCAA infractions case about the advanced scouting deal. And they got the decision. They were going to appeal it. We don't agree. We're appealing. Give it a few months. We take it back. According to the NCAA's Division I infractions dashboard, they withdrew their appeal. Well, the coach withdrew his in September, the end of September. And University followed up on October the 6th. So there's that. Texas quarterback Arch Manning is in concussion protocol as they prepare to play Vandy this weekend. Didn't practice yesterday for the Longhorns. Number 9 Vanderbilt awaits this weekend. Sarkisian said they're going to get an update later in the week. We'll see if he plays. Got that concussion in overtime at State this past weekend. And according to John Talty, writer for somebody, I'll tell you who it is in a minute, CBS Sports. He writes for CBS Sports. Get this. When Brian Kelly arrived at the LSU football facility Sunday morning, he couldn't get in. His fingerprint no longer worked on the keypad. And in other news, as we told you in hour 1 in the headlines, somebody tweeted in response to the report that there was one donor who's stepping up to pay the majority of Brian Kelly's buyout, an LSU fan on X, formerly Twitter, said, yeah, and now the Caniac's going to be $47.99. And those are your headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. What is this? Is this real? Jared said the only team in the SEC to lead every conference game and still not win. How about that? Well, so who else is winless in the SEC? Who? South Carolina? Who else? Kentucky? So the state's the only one that's led in every one of its conference games and hadn't won one yet. How about that? Now, Sven comments here on YouTube, and he says, Lebby has to stop calling plays if he wants to be an SEC head coach. Even Kiffin has a play caller. It's too much to do as a head coach and play caller. And what does he do when they're on defense? Okay, help me here. Is it true that Kiffin doesn't call plays for them? I thought he did. I thought Kiffin called their offensive plays. Does he not do that? No, I guess that's okay. I'm remembering now. What's the guy's name? Weiss? So he's actually calling the offensive plays. Kiffin's on the headset doing, managing the whole deal. Well, I'm just telling you, as soon as that one, that Florida game was over, I say as soon as it was over, it was actually the next morning. I was talking to somebody who I'm close to, who very much has a keen eye and knows football. Brought that up to me. It was actually something I hadn't thought much about. This is kind of one of those it is what it is deals, but he brought it up to me and he's like, there's something to be said for head coaches who aren't involved with calling plays, and you're sort of freed up to manage all the fine details. And then the more we talked about it and the more I thought about it, yeah, okay, so it would make sense. You always want an aggressive offensive coordinator. Period. The end. You always want, whoever is calling the plays and doing all that offensively. I mean, you always want somebody that is pedal to the metal. You are offense. You are go, go, go. It's 101 miles an hour. Even if it's making a mistake, do it fast. That's just the nature of being an offensive coordinator. So then it would make sense that you don't want somebody who, yeah, I'm kind of aggressive, but I'm also worried about when to hit the brakes. Just have somebody else hit the brakes. And like in that situation at the end of the Florida game. Well, we need a chip shot. No, look. Run it, center the ball between the hashes. I don't care if we lose a yard. Who cares if it's a 46 or a 47 yarder? Center it, spike it, end the game on a kick. If we miss it, we'll live with it and love on the guy and get his confidence up. If we make it, we'll celebrate. But we're not. Put the ball in the middle of the field, spike it, and kick the sucker. Well, okay. Managing little details. I really don't want my offensive play caller to be hindered by the conflict of, I'm going to slow down between plays, but I'm still going to be aggressive when we run plays. Let me do that as a head coach. Hey, be as aggressive as you want to be here. Let's attack. Okay. But you don't snap the ball until there's 4 on the play clock. Let them coaches yell at each other. All right. I mean, Coach Sherrill, proactive in special teams. He was never reactive in special teams. And okay, why? Well, because Coach Sherrill had an offensive and defensive coordinator. And so he oversaw so much of the special team stuff. He'd be very proactive. Before that punter runs out there at the end of the game, Coach Sherrill, he does a little finger wag, right? And what he says is, hey, if he even returns this 5 yards, you'll never play for me again. And then you look him in the eye and you realize he means it. Okay, well, this may be a 35-yarder, but doggone, they're going to have to play offense. They're not tying the game in one punt return. I promise that, because I'm kicking this a mile high. You know, so all those little things. It's so easy for, it's so easy for people like me to sit here after the fact and talk about all that stuff. The hard part is doing it proactively and being ahead of it. But I think that's what we're touching on, is that it is probably more difficult for the head coaches who are also play callers to handle some of those things if it's not really specifically delegated, or unless you have some experience. Okay, so somebody said, RT says that Kiffin does call the plays. Says Levy didn't call Ole Miss's plays when he was coaching for Kiffin, that they communicate through the headset. But yeah, okay. And so then if that's the case, it's Kiffin, very experienced. I mean, he's, a young guy, head coach in the NFL, for good, bad, indifferent. Young guy, head coach at Tennessee, young guy, head coach at USC, gets fired. He's kind of been through the ringer. He's got a lot more years of head coach stuff under his belt than Jeff does at this point. And they're human, so there's a learning curve for everybody. Kenny Don't Call Me Ken says, imagine how crazy it would be to have so much money that you could throw away $50 million of your money on getting rid of a coach you probably gave a lot of money to become your coach. He said, and imagine how awesome it would be for someone to give you $50 million to clean out your office and not come back to work. What was it that Ed Ogeron said? They said, when somebody asked him the question, considering your buyout and what you had done and everything, what was your what'd you say to them when they told you you were fired? He said with a smile on his face, what door do you want me to walk out of? It was pretty funny. Possum Neck Joe texts and he says State's whole coaching staff was in concussion protocol in the fourth quarter Saturday. And did it feel that way, Joe? Tell you, man, we sure thought they had it. I don't know. I also kind of had a feeling in my gut the whole time. Like, it's a long way from over. When you look up there, there's 10 minutes left. It's a long and totally new territory for Jeff Levy and his team as a head coach. Since the day he took the job, totally new territory. Beating somebody like that in the fourth quarter that early. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Ogeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. We got that. What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roasted right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried it.
TheZone1059.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau. Go with the home team. I just learned of an idea that seems like a total hypothetical, but it popped up out here on social media. And if it were to be reality, I think it could be a ratings bonanza on television. And I'm going to take a quick poll in the studio with a man named Beaver, who is going to get him some Count Chocula cereal, thanks to Warren. Beav, do you even really like Count Chocula cereal?
As far as I remember, I used to love it.
Okay. No, here's what I was going to ask you. What do you think of this idea? Somebody got AI to make up a fake picture. It looks real, but it's fake. Of Lane Kiffin sitting at a table with 4 hats in front of him. Like a kid on signing day. LSU hat, Arkansas hat, Penn State hat, Florida hat. And said, is it going to come down to signing day? And the person who's a Florida fan who reposted this said this would do insane ratings numbers. Now think about it. If all LeBron James style, his own 30-minute special on the worldwide acronym, and Lane Kiffin leads it up to a big announcement of one of these kind of like, I'm taking my talents to, and it comes down to 5 places. either picking up the Ole Miss hat to stay where he is, or picking up one of either LSU, Arkansas, Penn State, or Florida. And he does the reveal on national television. What do you think?
A1 saw this picture. I know exactly what you speak of. And B2, why don't you go ahead and get out of my head? Because when you started talking, and what I started thinking about is specifically this LeBron James decision back in 2010. Yes, if we have reached a point, well, signing day has long been, they're putting those kids on TV. Yeah. But I think we've reached a point to where coaching news has become such a big thing.
Right.
These buyouts and rumors and who's going where and all that. Yeah, I think it's become such a thing that, yes, you put coaches in that same situation that we've always seen the kids in. Yeah, people are going to watch it. I'd watch it. I'll admit it right now. I'd watch it.
Okay, and think of it this way. Too, Beaver. You could do something like the worldwide acronym could do something like that with Lane Kiffin on like at 9:00 on like a Tuesday morning. Okay. In place of some show they're putting on there that quite literally almost no one is watching ever outside of click and play on the clips that come out on social media. Nobody's watching it. They could put it on then and it would have millions and millions of people stopping what they're doing to watch it. They could sell it, make all kinds of money off of it. I mean, I just saw it and thought it's actually, even hypothetically, it's a good idea, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. And in this day and age, the views it would also get, because there's so many places now, like the disgusting WWE.
Yeah.
The game has changed to where they don't care as much about ratings as making social media impressions.
That's right. That's exactly
that
right.
clip of Lane Kiffin picking what school he's going to all over X. Forget about it.
It'd
be huge.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. Huge. Hey, Beav, since his agent, Jimmy Sexton's so into money, according to Lane Kiffin, they could do like an online, you got to pay a couple of dollars to tune into the live stream.
No.
He'd make $4 million like that.
Now, that part is sad. It's sad that you're right.
It's sad that I'm right.
Now, I wouldn't pay to watch it. I'll tell you that.
I wouldn't, but
I'd watch it to begin with, but I wouldn't pay it. But a lot of people would.
That's my point. I wouldn't dare pay for it either, but you know good and well that others would. Couple of things, Bieber, before we run completely out of time. Today is National Chocolate Day. Do you think Warren knew this when he called up talking about Count Chocula?
If he did, that's good. It was a good tie-in, Warren.
National Chocolate Day, recognized as one of the world's favorite tasty treats. National Chocolate Day. Yeah. So there's that. Then there is this. On this day in 1963, the 100th episode of this show aired on television. Yep. All-time great. The Andy Griffith Show. It doesn't get much better than that. On this day in 1963, its 100th episode aired. In fact, that particular episode, I think, was an all-time great. It's titled, it's the episode, it was in season 4, 100th episode overall, titled Briscoe Declares for Aunt B. Briscoe, darling. Played by the same actor who went on to become Uncle Jesse on the Dukes of Hazzard. Briscoe, darling, and his sons were over for dinner at Andy's house with Opie and Aunt B. And afterwards, they did music, and then Aunt B recited a poem, and it had a real effect on Briscoe Darling.
My fading flower of forgotten love.
And then he started making eyes like he was struck.
Miss B, I never dreamed that anything so beautiful could be said to me.
What?
It was your heart talking to my heart. Now my heart is answering. Miss B, I'm declaring for you. Wait a minute. I want you to be my bride.
Oh, good heavens.
Boom, the dramatic music. Okay. Then later in the episode, she's trying to go to sleep one night. She hears him outside there, like he's serenading her outside the house.
A little you.
He and the boys out on the front lawn
To keep from dry.
and she gets up, goes and looks out the window, like, what is this?
Over you.
Mr. Darling, you'll wake up the whole town with this caterwauling.
Caterwauling, ma'am. I'll have you know that this courting chivalry is a lifelong custom of my people.
Well, to us, it's disturbing the peace.
To us, it's this, and he just kept going. Okay, and it all culminated with they came up with a plan to make him not want to marry her. So they kidnapped her, and so the plan was she just drove him absolutely crazy. Made him clean up the house, made him wear a tie to dinner, made him wash his hands, started hitting him with a wooden spoon every time he messed up.
You sure pack,
Don't you raise your voice at the table.
I'll raise my voice, I'll raise hogs, I'll raise whatever I want to raise. This is my table. God, Terrence. I just Terrence. Come on, take me away. What are you talking about? Crack them handcuffs on me, I'm breach of promise. You're not. Yes, I am. This is gone just far enough. I can take some manners, and I can take some cleaning up, and I can take a bossing out. But I ain't about to be beat to death with no spoon.
He had absolutely had enough of getting hit with that wooden spoon. And so their plan worked. He was no longer declaring for Aunt B. He didn't like her anymore. And we just moved on.
I just realized something here.
What'd you realize?
That clip, he's out there serenading her in the yard,
Mm-hmm.
trying to gain her affections. That is the early version of John Cusack with the boombox and Say Anything.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, out on the front lawn. He had his own band backing him and everything. In real life, the Darling Boys, Beaver, they were a real life band called the Dillards. They have one surviving member you can look up. He's still with us. That's right. It was like Cusack out on the lawn holding up the boombox. She says she called it caterwauling. Caterwauling. I think it's what it sounds like when I sing caterwauling. Well, deep subject. That'll wrap it up for today on this Tuesday. I'm Matt in the Bureau with Beaver. All of us here on the show in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Like I said, see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. See you then. See ya.